Hello guys, Antoine here for Simarchitecture and welcome back to a new video. So today we're back building a huge house. I know it's been a long time since I didn't build anything, but this house really took me a long time. And to be honest, I was in a mood where, I don't know, I don't feel like building or just opening my computer and playing The Sims. So yeah, this house took me a long time, but I think the result is really worth it, and this is probably one of my favorite mansions ever. Not because it's super lavish or extremely extravagant, but rather because it's quite realistic. So I know that some of you already recognized it on Twitter or in the community section of my channel. This house is inspired by Khloe Kardashian's house in Calabasas, California. This is not a 100% accurate recreation of it, at least for the interior, because the exterior is pretty accurate, I would say. But inside is completely invented. I really did the floor plan on my own without any help or inspiration. I looked at some pictures of the inside of the house and have to say it was well, the pictures were not that good. They were really dark, and I don't know, I didn't feel well in the house just looking at the pictures. So I really decided to go on my own, and I think well, maybe it's a bit pretentious, but I think my Sims version looks better than the actual version. So what you need to know about this house is that it's mostly built and decorated with custom content, and I would say 95% of the custom content is by Peacemaker, who's an incredibly talented creator who I really love. And when it comes to build modern or contemporary houses like this one, it's just, yeah, amazing, because the furniture are so elegant, classy, modern, and yeah, everything is great. The pattern, the texture, the colors. So yes, most of the rooms were decorated with this content, and also with some items by Alexander and Harry and by Pierre Sims, who's a French creator who's linked in my link tree, so you can just download his beautiful sets that he's delivering on Patreon and on Twitter. So yes, have a look to his content, which is super beautiful, and yeah, the quality is really great. And yes, it's Maxis Match, so this also, I know it's something important for many people here. So yes, these are the most used custom content for this build. And now about the build itself. As you can see, it was built in Delta Valley because this is a star mansion. So of course, Delta Valley was the perfect place to build it, and you know how much I love this 64x64 lot, which has a beautiful view on the city, and above all, the light is wonderful. So this is still my favorite lot to build on, and yes, it was perfect because the whole neighborhood feels like a really wealthy gated community, and it was perfect for this build. The only thing that bothered me, as you can see right now on the video, is that the parking lane just goes nowhere because the road is not connected to it. It's just a little bit dumb, but you know, we have this issue with most of the lots in The Sims 4. So anyway, you have to pretend that the parking lane goes to the road. Yes, the exterior was probably the most pleasant thing to do for me because the interior was really huge, but I will come back to it a bit later. So the exterior, I love it because I had to play with the terrain which is something that I don't often do. And also because the whole house is really detailed. There are a lot of architectural elements, different roofing, different part of the build. It's not a box, it's something really elaborate, and I loved it. And what is cool also is that the house is really large, but there's still a lot of space for the garden, and it was really fun to create the garden, which is quite simple actually. There's a small pool, some big bushes and trees, and just green grass, so it's not blocking the view. So from the swimming pool or from the terrace you can see the whole city, and it's super cool. And now about the interior. I would lie to you if I was telling you that the floor plan was easy. It was a real nightmare because the house is super huge. But I finally figured it out, and I think it really works well together. So there is, let's say, the whole house, and connected to it, there is the garage, which is not really a garage. This is actually a whole independent studio where you can live by your own. So there is a sort of living space, kitchen, and then a small corridor leading to the bathroom and the bedroom. So this is the special part of the house, and the rest of the house is just for the main family, let's say. Like, the little studio or apartment can be used for the butler, for example. And the main house is really big. It has 13 bathrooms, and I'm not counting the separate toilets. And it has 7 bedrooms. 7 really large bedrooms with their own bathroom, and some of them have even a sort of private living area, huge bathroom, walk-in closet. So yes, the floor plan is really intricate. There are a lot of rooms to discover. But let's start with the ground floor, which is for me the most interesting because it's, how to say that, doing all the bedrooms and bathrooms is really boring for me. Like, I like to build 2 or 3 bedrooms, but then I'm super tired and I'm not willing to go on. That's why it took me such a long time to finish this house. So yes, the ground floor was the most interesting. So there are a lot of different rooms. So I don't know where I can start. Maybe with the dining room that you can see right now, which is, let's say, the formal dining room. We have a big entrance. There's a laundry room. There is a formal living room. Next to it, there is a big study room or office. If you're working from home, it's the perfect place. It feels like a different place, actually. It's so big that it's like a real office. It's just not a small room in your house. It's a real office. There are also, of course, bathrooms. There's a big kitchen. Well, I don't know how to call that. In French, we have a word for it, which is back kitchen, if I translate it. It's more like a technical room where you can put another fridge, some storage, or even the wash machine, for example. So there's this room, which I don't know how to name in English. And there's the breakfast room. There's also a small winter garden. And that's not it. There is another entrance hall leading to the garage area, and also to the family living room, which is one of my favorite rooms because of the bow window with the fireplace, which is a really modern fireplace, coming from the ceiling, and it's not on the floor, it's like levitating, so it's super fancy and I really like it. So it's pretty much it for the ground floor. There's also all this spaces outside. So there is an outside dining area and a few areas where you can sit, relax, chill around the pool, or and on the first floor we have all the bedrooms, which are more like suites because they all have their bathroom or even walk-in closet, as I told you. And we have a photo studio because I had a room which I didn't know what to do with. It was, I don't know, it was, yeah, it didn't have any purpose. So it was like, what could fit for a star mansion? And I thought that a photo studio would be perfect, especially when you think that this house belongs to Khloe Kardashian. So I thought this room would be perfect for her to take pictures for her Instagram account. And that's it, actually. I'm not going to tell you much about the bedrooms because they're, I wouldn't say generic. They all have their different colors and style, but they're bedrooms, basically. My favorite one is the largest one, which is the master bedroom, which is really, really large. It could be a whole apartment or a whole house just by itself because it's really large. It has even a small terrace with a beautiful view on the garden. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In the Speedwheel itself, you won't see all the bedrooms and bathrooms, but in the end views, you will see all the bedrooms, but not all the bathrooms, because I thought that showing 13 bathrooms would probably be a bit boring for you. And they're more or less all in the same style. So yes, that was it about this house. I really hope you will enjoy it. It was really a lot of fun to do it, and yes, I'm so happy with the way it turned out. If you want to download it, you can do it right now on the gallery, because for once I uploaded the build on the gallery before I released the video. So you can download it right now. Just to be sure you will find it, don't forget in the gallery to activate, to enable the custom content so it will appear in your gallery. And yes, just have fun with this build. And yes, be sure to download the custom content I told you. So Peacemaker, Felixander and Harry, and Pierre Sims mostly. I think that's it. I just used the items of these three creators. I know that some of you will ask me if I'm gonna do a CC free version. To be completely honest, I won't, because it's like doing a whole other build. Because I just told you 95% of the elements of this build are custom content, so I would have to rebuild everything and redecorate everything, and to be really honest, I just want to move on and go to another project, another build. So there won't be a CC free version. But yes, as I told you, you mostly need Peacemaker custom content, which is 100% free. It's not on Patreon, it's on his blog. So yes, everything is free and easily downloadable. Yes, what I can tell you before I go is that I'm already working on the next video, which will be a history of architecture episode. I know it's been a long time I didn't do it. I actually only did one episode about the Queen Anne style, if you remember. So the next one is gonna be much more modern. It's gonna be based on a very famous architect, and I cannot wait to tell you about him. So yes, I will see you next time for this episode. Now I will leave you with the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you could, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!